Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. I'm here with Lucas with Forward Marketing, a innovative, really creative, forward-thinking marketing genius, in my opinion. Just someone that's really bringing innovation and technology all together. Definitely someone that I jive with very well. I wanted to bring him on here to highlight him, some of the things he's doing for his clients, and of course, give you an opportunity to connect with him if you find that he would be helpful to you. So check this one out. Awesome episode, and his details are in the description below. What is up, everyone? Finally made it happen. I'm here with Lucas. First things first, Lucas, it's forward marketing, right? I mean, we're going forward, man. You are impacting the painting industry. I actually came across you. You made a really cool video, and just your energy and your passion toward, helping painting contractors with their marketing. I wanted to highlight you, but I also want to get to know you a little bit more, man. I want to hear a little bit about your story. I'll let you take the floor, man. I mean, you're here. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast, man. Take it away.
Fired up to be here, man. Fired up to be here. Yeah, so a little bit about me. My name is Lucas Jensen. I run Forward Media Marketing, which is a lead generation agency for painting companies. We started about, during the heart of COVID. I'm a young gun. I'm 22. So I was in university, and then COVID hit, and I lost both my jobs. I was working internationally at logistics. Like we do like private air shows and everything. So it was a great gig during uni.
I bet.
Yeah. So I was doing that, but because of COVID, everything got shut down. Right. So rather than just being, passive and, collecting unemployment and whatnot, I decided to be proactive. And I had a huge background in marketing. I would do like social media I used to be in fitness, so I'd always do like marketing for myself. And then I was just,
Sure.
how can I bring this value to businesses that are hurting right now? So fast forward to January 2021, landed my first ever painting client. Right, which was a referral from one of my good friends. Okay. And so that one lead kind of skyrocketed it. So after 4 months of working together, I brought that client just over $120,000 in sales from about $4,000 in ad spend.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah, so the referrals kind of skyrocketed from there.
Sure.
And grew it to where we are now, where we're at about 47 painting companies across Canada and the US.
Beautiful. And that's not easy.
No,
but it's not easy to do. And that's impressive. And I think you being young, it's funny, man. I made a joke. I said, if your marketer is over the age of 25, they're not qualified, and I think it's important because, you are attuned to this. You grew up on these platforms that now are becoming powerful for business. And it's important that you give your perspective along with your strategies as you stay up to date with them. It's always changing. You've been doing this. You have 47 companies that you're responsible to make sure that they're doing their thing. What are some challenges that you're running into, not necessarily on the marketing side, but for people that have some limiting beliefs, right? Like, you do an interview with somebody who might be interested. Like, what are some things that you're running into and some things that you try to coach people about making an investment, not so just making an investment, just understanding this landscape? Because personally, I believe that, in the next 5 years, having a marketing agency alongside you is going to be kind of required if you want to hit certain levels. So what does that look like?
Yeah. So, I was actually listening to one of your latest podcasts about how, marketing is such a key function of a business, right? And you have to do it, whether you're, doing door to door or cold calling or whatnot, you have to do marketing. Right. So where I'm trying to come in is just showing that there's, a more effective way of doing it, right? You could reach a lot more people for just a little bit of money, right? So the biggest strategy I have, though, is clients are not capturing, their work. That's the biggest thing, right? Like, they do an amazing job with producing it, but they're just not, they're not capturing it. So, companies like Company Cam, which I know you're partnered up with too,
Yep.
they're amazing for that, right? Because they keep you in accountability for capturing those. And also you're able to see the whole process through, whether it's through the invoicing or whatnot, you're able to actually see everything, right?
Sure.
So the biggest thing is just not capturing content. So, when we work with a company, it gets tricky when there's like, you got like 3 or 4 before and afters, like
Yeah,
we're
it's like, come on,
marketers.
this is your story, right? This is like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Like we're marketers, not magicians, right? So, so it's coming across like that way. But the biggest thing that we do that's honestly the most powerful, and I recommend it to any painting company or really any, contractor that's watching this or listening to this, is just giving a face to your brand.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing. Like for example, what you're doing with Dripjobs is awesome, right? Because the reason we connected was because I had so many clients that reach out to me saying, Tanner Mill in this, Tanner Mill in that. And I'm like, who is Tanner? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And would that have happened if it was, talking more about Dripjobs? No, because, Tanner and Dripjobs are you guys are intertwined,
Sure.
right? Like you grew the business from who you are as a guy, as well as having like excuse my language, a badass offer, right? Like Dripjobs is unreal. It helps companies take their business to the next level, right? So, do you think that you would have been able to do that if you weren't, so out there with your, putting your face in out there, or you know what I
No,
mean?
I don't. And I look at other software companies, and to me, it's like, you look at the big companies like Jobber. Who represents Jobber? I can't name one person. Who represents Service Titan? I don't know. House Call Pro? I don't know. Joist? No clue. Right?
Mhm.
Dripjobs, Tanner. And it's not that, to me, I understand that maybe in the early stages, but there's a certain level of accountability because I truly am in. I'm with these guys, right? And it's really cool to be in that position, but it does come with a lot of responsibility, which takes its toll sometimes. But you're right. I mean, tying a personality to a brand does make a difference, and it's up to that person to make it a good difference or make it a negative difference. You look at like the Uber CEO, that wasn't a good move. I don't know if you know the story behind that, but he was the face of the brand. He got booted out as the CEO. His character was flawed. So what you're bringing to the table here is you're saying, okay, you have these painting contractors. We're not magicians, we're marketers, right? Your job is to take this company and put them in front of people, right, who want the service. What the contractor's responsibility is to help tell that story in a unique way. And the only way they can do that is to be unique. And I think I am a big advocate of this, is turning that camera around, getting on the camera, doing a video saying, hey, my name's Tanner with Premium Painting here in Ocala. Just wanted to introduce myself. Hey, how's it going? We're running a couple specials. Or even, hey, follow me along for this job site walkthrough. I just want to introduce you to our team. How much more powerful in terms of ad results would those two ads be compared to a before and after?
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy because,
Ridiculous.
people are not, I guess they're not inquiring with a painting company. They're inquiring with a person who just happens to
Right.
own that painting company, right?
Right.
Like a part of what we do is we find all these different like community groups, right? Right. Like local Facebook groups and things like that. And we engage in that. Right. And what we do is, one of our clients actually who uses Dripjobs, who was one of the guys who was like Tanner Mullen this, Tanner Mullen that. His name is Hugo. He's out of Paso
Hugo.
Robles, California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Precision and quality painting.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Such a great guy. Uh,
Awesome.
Part of what we do is we call it a high value post.
Okay.
Right? So it's like step one of what we do. Right. So we build it up as like an introduction of, hey, my name is Hugo. I'm the proud owner of Precision and Quality Painting. Right.
Yep.
And then we list the services, list the benefits, coverages, liabilities, things like that. Right. Just give people more information. And that's kind of like the staple, right? It's crazy the results that you could do just by doing that.
Love it. And I think, again, I always teach this in terms of like, you got to know where you're marketing. Like, people don't go on social media to see ads. Like,
Mhm.
they go to interact with their friends, their family, peers, and groups, and ads just so happen to be there. And like, I'm sure you align with this too. It's like when you're putting yourself out there, it's like, make your ad in alignment with what their expectations are. Right. And if you're on that camera saying, hey, how's it going? Tanner, local neighborhood, guy here, started my painting company, just want to say hello. And like, and I think that some people think they have to be perfect on camera, or they have to, you know, have a personality or whatever. I think authenticity speaks volumes. I don't think anyone has expectations anymore of how someone should act on camera, right? Just because of the way the world's changing. So I'm just interested in this whole process because I think what you said is 100% right. Failure to capture the story, which is those before and after photos, but also failure to capture your personality and
Mhm.
worrying too much about how you look and what people think. And it's like, hey man, if this is what gets you business, don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. And like it adds a sense of trust as well,
It
right?
does,
Because
which is
people want
most
to know
important, right? Yeah, you hit it right there.
exactly because people want to know who's going to be, showing up at their house or give them a call,
Sure,
right? It adds like a sense of trust and adds a face to the brand. And
sure.
that way, it's the amount of trust is just crazy, right? And then if you show up, you do a good job, and you produce the work, there's
We
no
we have a video. I don't know if you've ever been to my painting business website, it's paintpremium.com, and there's this video. So 3 years ago, I hired this media company and I went all out. I said, hey, listen, I want you guys to come to this job. We have a big job. I'm going to spend $1,000 on gear for my team, brand new pants, blue shirts with our logo. I'm talking like, dude, like the most expensive shirts because our logo has so many colors in it. And all the gear, I want everyone looking fresh, dude. It was like a sports team photo shoot, bro. And it was this big job. We had the lift out there. And I'm like, I want you guys to come out and I want you to film us. I'm going to invite my color consultant, Sherwin Williams. Like I made it this whole thing, man. And long story short, investment was there. They came out for an hour, got us filmed. They put some music behind it. I was narrating the video. Listen, that video has made us so much money. I mean, simply because it captures who we are. You have the guys working precision painting, like doing a really good job. You see all the masking. You have our team members talking in the video. There's like this theme throughout. There's all the guys in one image. And as soon as like a certain cue in the video happens, everyone jumps up with their arms up. And it's like this fun, happy environment. And this goes core to marketing. It's like you almost like as a consumer say, I want to be a part of that, or I want that to be a part of my project. And I
yeah.
think like I have never gotten a better result from any ad, any before and after, any selfie video, none of that from in comparison to that. And just again, just a testament to what you're saying is capturing the story, building the trust.
Mhm. And I like how you said it's an investment. It absolutely is. It's not an expense,
Oh,
and,
not even.
whether this has brought you a lead or not, like the amount of credibility and reputation you're going to get from that, you're selling the experience, right?
You are. And I think if you have a marketing company, it's a matter of like them putting the ad in the right places. That's their job, right?
Getting it
Like,
in front of the right
yeah,
people,
get
getting
in
it in front
the
of the
right.
eyes.
I think a mistake some will make is they hire a marketing company and then they'll be like, all right, make all the creatives for me, do all the ads. And it's like, that's part of the job, but that like is almost your job. Again, that uniqueness comes into play. And it's like, I'm sure you battle with that sometimes as a marketing agency and you want to provide those. But yeah, anyone listen to this, get on the camera.
Yeah, don't be
You
shy.
know,
You
yeah, don't be
know,
shy. No one cares, dude. They'll forget
exactly.
about your video and go to the next one in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And there was a quote that one of my buddy's stepfather told me. It's none of your business what other people think,
yeah,
right? And like if say you don't like the picture of you or whatever, it's going to respond so much better than just before and after. It's
it is.
you just hit this psychological level that you're not able to obtain elsewhere.
Yeah, you're making assumptions of what individuals who aren't paying you money think about you. And if guess what, you make a video and people do look at it and laugh, you're getting great exposure. So it's a
Yeah.
win-win all around, man. You can mess up and it'd be fine. So that's cool, man. Understanding the anatomy of, what you think works. And again, it's just surprising that still today, it's just still not as popular for these business owners to get on there. There's a roofing company around me that this guy is always on my feed, dude. And I leave him there, because I like seeing his ads. And he's always on top of a roof, like peeling up shingles and being like, and in my head, I'm thinking, there's 0% chance I would not call this guy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just based on the fact that I feel like I know this guy now, and again, like we buy from who we like. What is, we've talked about some of the challenges. What are some of the things that the companies that are winning big in your space, what are they doing? What differentiates them from some of those that are struggling?
Ooh. The follow-up, man. The follow-up, softwares like Dripjobs make it so much easier because, in terms of follow-up, the difference between minutes and hours is huge,
Huge.
right? Like the faster you could follow up with someone, the better. And obviously, calling them at 2 a.m. isn't, it's not adequate, but call them the next day. Like don't push it back 24 hours. The faster you could call them, the better. So in terms of the clients that accelerate, it's not just the area, it's not just the market, because some areas have higher income, or it's more so the follow-up, I would say.
So it's funny, man. I was a consumer a few weeks ago. I had some terrain issues at my house, and I needed to source out companies to help bring in some dirt and do all this, man. And I went to Angie, and it was cool because I wanted to see it from the customer's perspective, and I couldn't find anyone locally. So I went to Angie Leads to put in a request. So of course, like I'm studying this process, man. And I'm like, all right, I put it in. I had 3 companies and no one called me, dude. Nobody. I mean, 24 hours went by, not one call. Finally, one person did. He got an estimate, right? So he got to come over and bid the job. Another day went by. One of the other ones called. And then I gave him an opportunity, but I wasn't going to be there. I said, hey, just if you want to go look at it, go look at it, because again, my excitement level and motivation toward actually facilitating this agreement had dropped probably 50% after the first day.
Mm-hmm.
The third day, which was surprising that the guy even called. I couldn't believe it. And it's only 3 days. Somebody listening to this might say, oh, it's only 3 days. But like for me, it's like, I'm done at that point. I'm like, I'm making a decision. There's nothing you're going to do. I'm exhausted. I hate doing estimates. No one likes doing that. The guys that already came to bid it, I think I have a good enough idea of who I'm going to pick. Sorry, man, I'm not interested. Right. So there was a 3-day window that went by. So I like to teach it this way. You might agree with this, Lucas, is that, in that regard, you have customers like me who like went to a service like that and I'm ready to buy. And I know that I'm going to buy. With social media marketing, in some cases, what you're doing is you're creating that need. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay. So I think it's even more valuable if in 3 days, I'm a buyer who's needing to buy. I know I need to buy. I've assigned a budget. And at 3 days, I'm tapped out. You're not getting an estimate. I'm done with you. Okay. With social media, I bet that window is cut down 80%. I think you have 1 day.
Mm-hmm. If that.
I think you have one solid good day to get somebody on the hook.
That's it. That's, right. Nail on the hammer.
It better be a good day of follow-up.
Yeah. Because like the difference between Google and Facebook, right, is intent versus interest. Right. People that are intending on getting a job done, like yourself, you actually typed it in like, for that specific job there.
Dude,
right?
I actually gave my address away.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I did the exact same thing with like, it was different, but it was for insurance. Right. Like I was looking for car insurance. I put my information in, got an online quote. Within 10 minutes, somebody was calling me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Imagine if that was 3 days, I'd be like, what are you doing calling me now? So
what do you mean? I forgot. I put in my number for a car. You're right. The follow-up. And it's, again, we look at softwares and things like that, solving a major problem there. But even with Facebook, I think it's important, to know these intent versus, what was the other one you said?
Interest versus intent.
Interest versus intent. So again, like you look at like a house painting before and after, someone who was never even thinking of house painting sees that before and after and says, oh, I would love for my house to look like that. You know?
Exactly.
Let me see what it would be.
Yeah.
Get the job done. Right. And, dude, I conflict a lot with coaches and people that say pre-qualify on the phone. Like, I don't like that at all. I think that if you're doing that to those customers, they don't even know what the budget is. They don't even have any expectations, right? So if you're getting on the phone with somebody and starting to hammer them with, well, what's your budget for the project? Then like you're that type of contractor who kind of wants to make sure that everybody tells you how much they're going to spend, you're going to be missing out. I think you got to continue that building value and building trust and creating the need in person without any friction. Hey, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%, man. And that's what we do. That's why it's so powerful because, we hit those people that have the intent and then we retarget them on Facebook and Instagram as well. So if someone were to come to my website, forwardmediamarketing.com, and they just, even clicked on a page or did anything on my website, we'd be hitting them with their ads because we know they could be potentially
How's that
interested.
retargeting going for you on the home service side, seeing as their traffic is generally pretty low?
You know, it ranges from area to area, out of complete honesty. You know, so if we're running from area that has, because we do it based off of search results,
Okay.
right? So say our clients in Ottawa, all right, Ottawa, Canada, they have very, very low search results for all of the keywords except for house painting, right? So if people, there's no people looking for exterior painting near me, things like that, right? So they're just actively looking for house painting. So we hammer the website and landing page with house painting, those specific keywords, right?
Yeah.
We install it with the pixel, and we get the basically like the follow up
So
through
you're doing
Facebook,
both
Instagram.
Google and Facebook, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You're a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's not easy.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's powerful stuff, man. It's really
But it's
powerful
good to
stuff.
be a one-stop shop.
Yep, absolutely. Rather than dealing with this company for this and this company for that, it's just just a complete done for you.
Yeah. What does beyond the marketing look like? Are you doing community things with the clients, coaching? Are you offering anything outside of, the exchange of marketing for dollars? What does that look like, man?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I
So
think you showed me a little something you had working on, man. I know about it. I want to hear more about it.
yeah, absolutely, man. So in terms of coaching, it's we don't really do like oh, you got to be doing this and this and this. We have like we call it like our monthly report, because we have a very offhands approach. But like you said, you got to be on hands, right? Like you got to be out there making the videos of yourself, and we'll be kind of holding you accountable for that aspect. But the majority of our clients, they're just like, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're crushing it. Keep doing it. So it's very powerful stuff, but it's like I said, it's an offhands approach, but you want to know where your dollar is going, right? You want to know exactly where every single cent is being invested, right? So we have that at the monthly report. We break down everything from, how many, likes did you get on a post down to, okay, which platform are people most engaging with, or what,
Yeah.
mobile device are they on, things like that.
Powerful.
Yeah. Because
It's awesome.
the more data you have, the better decisions you can make.
Love it. Killing it.
So it's you'd be surprised, like with people are just so busy with the estimates that they love us just running in the back end, having that
I'm
going.
not
But
surprised. That's how I am with the marketing company I have for Dripjobs.
yeah,
You
100%.
guys are doing a great job. Keep going.
Exactly.
And that's good that you're not, I know you're not, but that monthly check-in helps. It's like, hey, let's look at everything, not just autopilot spending. It's like, hey, this is where we were last month. This is where we are now. Let's make some tweaks here. And I think, listen, if I owned a marketing agency, I'm just shoot this out there, man. I'm an ideas guy. You could shoot it down, but I got to get it out. I would create a challenge for the 47, give them a script, right? And have everyone get on the selfie and do that job site walkthrough, give them an introduction, introduce a team member, and an offer, right? Have everyone run the ad and say, whoever gets the most leads from it gets XYZ, right? Just something to encourage that, because this is what I would do if I had a marketing agency, because I really feel like, again, like I think once they see the power in their own voice on their marketing, what that's really going to do is it's going to help them stretch that dollar out even more, right? I mean, I've seen the results of video versus still images, and it's ridiculous. Our Dripjobs ads go nuts because you and I do the same format. Do you see my Dripjobs ads?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, with the background, and yours is good too. Like you got the background, of the thing behind you. It's powerful, man. So what do you think about that idea? You think it's cool?
I love that, dude. The challenge, it's motivating too.
Everybody's
Right.
involved, everybody's sharing ideas,
Yeah.
and I think getting everybody on the camera, man, is important.
It's huge, man. It's huge, right? Like, and not just for advertisement, but like I was saying, these little local community groups, they have like, 20,000 people, 25,000 people in them, right? And whether they're looking for a service or not, they're more likely to engage with you if you're showing face.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. I love it, man.
I love that challenge though.
Yeah. Where's the painting business going in the next 5 years?
Ooh, that's tough, man. It depends on the market, right? Economy has a huge play on it, right? Like you saw that during COVID. I'm sure your job's probably picked up,
Picked up. Big
right?
time.
And
Yeah,
how
we
are you finding it now?
surprised.
You finding it slowing down a little bit, or
Nah, dude, I've gotten more leads this year than I've ever gotten in my life for this first quarter.
because you're putting yourself out there? That's the
I
biggest
just
thing.
doubled down on everything.
Exactly.
Somebody's gonna win in any economy. It's gonna be me.
That's
You
what I
know,
love.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be me.
People are actively looking. They're out there looking for jobs. You just got to be able to put yourself in front of them. And you might be spending a little bit more on advertisement now compared to 10 years ago, right? Like you're reaching a lower amount of people. But in terms of, are people going to stop getting painting jobs done? No, especially if it's, like if you market it as exterior painting to increase the home of your, like the price of your home, right? You're still hitting that desire, because if people could spend,
Naturally people know that, right? Like
yeah,
as long as houses are still being bought and sold, which will never stop. Even if the market goes down, that's when the investors kick in.
yeah,
I mean, there's investors just waiting, and it's like you might have to make some adjustments to your pay. But there are companies that got through 2006, man. They made it through. You
yeah.
were in like fifth grade, but there was this big recession that happened. I'm just kidding. I think you were in fifth grade because I was in like ninth, I think.
No, man, I was 6 years old. I was like,
You were six. Okay.
yeah, I was like daycare, grade one.
So yeah, man, it's interesting, but I love the energy and the passion you have, and that's part of why I wanted to bring you on here. I think, we need to collab more, and I really want to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of give a pitch in a sense. Maybe that's not your style, but just to those listening, how can they reach you? What can they expect? What are next steps? Because I kind of like to cut to the point on this podcast of just like, hey, obviously he's here because I want you to sign up for his stuff, but let them get to know you a little bit. Take the floor for the next few minutes, man. Tell me what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we do is, I believe in dating before marriage, right? So when we partner with companies, we don't partner up. We don't lock you in for 12 months. We don't lock you in for 18 months, whatever. It's 3 months at a time, man. 12 weeks, 90 days. Let us prove ourselves to you. And then we just work month over month after that.
Love that.
So it
All right,
keeps
that's
us
it. That's the pitch.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Drop the mic right there. Boom.
Got it. 3-month commitment, month to month. I think long-term commitments in marketing are going to leave very soon, fast.
Because people get comfortable, you get so excited when you sign on a new client. There's that whole energy, right? But then after
something with Dripjobs, we don't offer yearly plans. I did that because I don't want to get complacent.
Absolutely.
It's month to month.
Complacency kills, man. That's what I love. It keeps you hungry. You want to keep constantly working, want to keep adding value. And if you have somebody locked in, like, you're good, you're set, but I don't want that. I want to keep working for you. I want to prove ourselves. I want to have to sell you every single month, right?
Fired up.
Yeah, that's it. So we partner up with companies for 90 days. We have, a couple packages, right?
Yeah.
We have our starter package, which is just social media, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, management.
Yeah.
Then we have the next one, which is Google ads, landing page development, plus that starter package that I was telling you about, right? And then we have the next one for the big dogs, the people that are going over $1 million.
Wow.
We do all the email marketing, SMS marketing, all that fun stuff.
Wow. Boom. Dripjobs now has a blast feature. Shoot out a message to all.
I saw that with the copy AI, dude. I love that. How'd that go? Did you get some good people booked in?
Oh, what the problem is I used to use my painting business account as the demo account before I smartened up and used a separate one. And I have so many actual like Dripjobs clients in there. So I don't even use the blast feature. I don't need it yet, but I got to go through and clean it out. But people are getting results for sure, because I'm a part of their list from just testing their account. And if they need something, and I'm seeing, dude, we're sending out, Dripjobs is sending out 100,000 emails a month now, dude. It's freaking wild, man. Yeah. So people are using it. And if anything, it's keeping them top of mind. Cool thing about having Dripjobs also have that feature is that we can create action buttons from there that integrate into Dripjobs. So like if you do a blast, we could do a schedule appointment button in there. And obviously that ties into the Dripjobs appointment scheduler. Like it's like, so yeah, it's powerful. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
I love that. I got a question for you. How do you feel about marketing your business as, book now for 10% off kind of thing, or book by the end of the month for 10% off? Because there is that whole urgency. Right. But do you feel like you're attracting the wrong clients like that? Or how do you feel like you should?
I don't like percentage before a quote. I think that I think any smart buyer understands that you're just going to mark it up. I think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with you. Like if I'm 10% off what? No one knows how to quote. So it's not like I'm taking it's not like I know that Apple's phones are $1,000. and you're giving me 10% off to go in and buy one, I'm going to get it for 900, right?
Yep.
Well, if you say, if I'm going in on a 15% off discount, I must be, obviously it's appealing in a sense. The unknown is kind of interesting, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare your quote, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, the median quote here is 4,500. If you want to give me a 15% off of that, because you just inflated your price, because that's what everyone's doing, then sure. I think it's better to look for more concrete discounts. And if you're going to give a discount, give it after you give your quote. It has more, it holds more weight.
Yeah, 100%. And don't get that quote just because you gave the discount, right? Because then you're attracting the wrong type of clientele, the people that are the price shoppers, right? Those
right. I just, again, I mean, marketing is going to always encourage that. I wouldn't put a discount out for Dripjobs. I would say you get, X months free, and then it's full price. I think that's unique. But again, with the painting space, free color consultation, free pressure wash before the job. So we won't charge you for the pressure wash, which is a cost. Looking for unique ways, I think free room of crown molding, I don't know, I like those concrete discounts to encourage people to move forward, but I'm just not a fan of percentage discounts to drive because again, when we go into a quote, we're just going to tack that on and then deduct it. It's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And when you were talking about, which clients win more than others, like what's that clawback? What's that thing that separates them? What's your take? What do you think separates the clients that accelerate compared to the, not so much?
The ones that aren't afraid to double down, take action in the midst of uncertainty. When leads are slow, the ones that are failing in your scope are the ones that blame you and threaten to leave. Instead of saying, how can we fix this? What do I need to do? How can we add more? How can we reach more? It's just a mindset thing. It's always going to be that way. It's those that are, reliant too heavy on outside things instead of their own capabilities, which is pretty powerful. I tell people this all the time. If you started a freaking business in America, you probably left some job to do it. You already took the biggest risk you're ever going to take. You're already in the ocean. Don't jump out of the ship, build your ship, make it bigger,
100%.
You're already screwed. So you might as well just pull the bells, man.
Yeah. And you had an amazing post the other day, by the way, man. I was like, hats off to that. It was, you slow down when things get good. That's when you should ramp it up.
Ramp it up.
Turn it on. You're in the hot season. We're approaching summer. Your phone's going to be ringing off the hook. Keep ramping it up. Keep it on. Don't put it on the back burner. Keep it going.
I'd rather have way too many jobs and not enough. I'd rather tell people I can't get to them than say, please hire me for next week. It's just,
then you're selling out at a point of desperation, and that's not what you want to do.
I've done that. I actually had to do it not too long ago, and I just felt so powerless because, I run two businesses. So sometimes I'm not as heavy on follow-ups, and it can get to that point where, jobs were scarce, specifically in January. And I was in that desperation mode, but I just doubled down, dude. I freaking ramped up all my spending everywhere. I'm like, whatever, I'll go broke.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I got 13 painters counting on me. What am I going to do here? How am I going to respond to this? And it's interesting because year after year, I get better at it. You get more confident. Next year will be easier.
And then you got more budget. You got more budget to allocate to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's good stuff, man. Thanks for the reflection on that.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah.
God bless you and your business, man. I think you're doing a great thing. And anyone who's interested in connecting with Lucas can go to
FWDmediamarketing.com. That's FWDmediamarketing.com.
Wow. Powerful. Thanks, bro.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the Contractor Secrets podcast. Stick around. I am going to drop in a short testimonial that one of our awesome heavy hitters in Dripjobs had agreed to give out for us. So if you want to hear a little bit about how Dripjobs is helping contractors, stick around for the end of this episode and you can listen in. Real quick. What's going on, everyone? I'm here with Randy Smith, DuraPro. You may have heard of him if you listen to podcasts. He is someone that did a business breakthrough with me and is also a Dripjobs user. I'm just going to start off, man. You're doing this for me and Dripjobs, of course.
I just want to know raw thoughts about what the software's done for you. Are you a fan? Do you hate it? What do you what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I absolutely love it. Definitely what I was looking for in a software in a CRM. Like before Dripjobs, I couldn't even tell you how many different like softwares I was trying to use and manage to accomplish the same thing. And it was just a headache. And then
Yeah.
now, just having the all-in-one is a big thing. And then from there, my favorite thing is really, I feel like it's just taking my sales process, to the next level. And as far as, communication, the biggest thing is like the speed of communication.
Yeah.
Customers love, nowadays with Amazon and everything,
Yeah.
like everyone wants things now.
They're used to it.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
for example, yesterday I had, someone see my Facebook ad, they filled out the request, and it was at like 4:30 p.m. And I was leaving the job site and they said today worked. So it was like scheduled for 6 p.m. Drove over there and showed up.
Boom,
So it's
that
like
quick. Yeah.
within an hour, they've got an estimate in their hand on the spot.
That's powerful.
So yeah, it's definitely taken the sales process to the next level,
Yeah.
which is big. And I love the customer portal. Like it's just super professional, and you can throw all the details in there. It looks really nice. Being able to present it on the iPad.
Are you selling on the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, I love selling on the spot. I think it just
You getting people to squiggle on the with their finger on the
yeah,
iPad?
yeah, I think it just makes your close rate go up, having just Dripjobs alone with the ease, like how easy it is for them to sign with you, right?
Right.
You've got iPad out, they can see everything. They can put their credit card info,
Yeah.
which is big. So that's probably my favorite part, is just, it gives me that confidence that I feel like we're the most professional company compared to
Crazy.
the competitors, and you can kind of sell your jobs for more.
That's
You
crazy.
go into estimates, with a different mindset, like knowing that, hey, we're going to be the best company or option for our target market.
Yeah.
And you just have that confidence. And so that's
Wow.
been one of my favorite parts of it. Then on the other end too, just I love how I'm building up a pipeline, and I'm not missing any leads. So obviously, like, we're all busy with contractors, their phones blowing up. Sometimes it's tough to not miss leads, but with this, everything goes right into Dripjobs, into those cold leads. I don't have to worry about missing them, and they're getting those follow-ups. And it kind of is helping me prepare for, the downturn, because right now it's like, oh, everything's booming, phones are ringing, but I know that doesn't always last forever. So being able to prepare, have that pipeline of leads building up, so when you are slow,
You can reference it.
yeah, exactly.
Have you used the blast feature yet?
I have not yet, but
That's a good feature. Dude, every time I hit that blast feature, I get something,
Really?
and for those that are listening or watching that don't know what that is, what he's referring to in terms of the pipeline is like you have a pipeline of every person that you've given a proposal to, or every new lead that has come through that maybe hasn't converted to an estimate. And all you got to do is hit one button and you can send out a message to just those people. So you can imagine if you have 100 people that you've given proposals to that haven't told you yes or no, or haven't opted out of communication, right? You can just blast them a message saying, hey, just reaching out today, we can give you $250 off your proposal. And every time I've done that, I've gotten at least 2 or 3 jobs. So I use it sparingly, of course, when you need it, but it's just good to be able to do it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome, man.
That, but I'll have to.
That's
Definitely.
huge. I love what you said, man, because there's an interesting thing about what you said in terms of well, number one, selling on the spot, right? Creating an experience. But dude, when I made this, it was out of frustration, right? Great things come out of frustration, because I know like you got to have the full circle from the initial intake to the final goodbye. So in terms of what your customers like, how are they responding to the drips? Because some people tell me, well, I don't want to follow up too much. Like I think it's annoying, or automated. People think it's a robot. Like, what is some of the feedback you've been getting in terms of like the responses people have when they get a drip email and it's like 2 weeks later or whatever?
Yeah, I've gotten only good feedback from it, really. I mean, I'm sure it's annoyed a few people that, ended up not being our customer
Right.
anyways. So it's like, hey, you're never gonna make everyone happy.
Right.
But overall, I think people appreciate the communication. Like in the trades in general, have gotten a rap for, not answering the phone, not getting back to people. So I think being able to showcase, hey, we've got a system in place where, we're organized, we're on top of it, and we're communicating with you, from the second you reach out to us all the way to wrapping up the job. So I've gotten good feedback from it for sure.
Love it. That's huge, man. That's huge. So last question, bro. And again, thank you so much for your time. If you could let someone know who's on the fence, and usually everyone's on the fence when it comes to new software because everyone promises that it's going to solve their problem. Can you give them a piece of advice?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like has shaved hours of workload off my week. I guarantee that it's made me close way more jobs. I feel way more organized, more professional.
Yeah.
It's just, especially at the price point, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would spend $1,000 a month on it. It's
watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate the honesty.
But no, I just have a lot of good things to say about it. And
and for you to take time out of your day, bro, it means the world. You get a little gift bag, but it's like, dude, your time's valuable. It shows that you really care. Shows that we've done a good job as a company, giving you something that you rely on, where you cannot think about what's going on in your business. You trust us, and we take that so seriously, man. So thank you, bro. You're killing it. Me and you just discussed a business breakthrough. So if you guys want to go back and listen to Randy, what was it, like 5-6 months ago? It was quite a while, right?
Yeah. It had to be. Yep.
Yeah. How's business going? Good?
Yeah, it's going great.
Sounds good. Sounds good, man. Well, I look forward to chatting with you, brother. Thank you for your time. Get back to doing what you do best, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good.